I'm sure 80% of friendships, female friendships, which have failed, if you bring them here, as in today, and you ask them, why did you disagree, or why did you break up with your friend, I'm very sure, 100% sure, that only maybe 2% you will hear serious cases. Hi everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Caroline. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining us. Remember to hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified each and every time we upload a new video. And if you're coming back, I sincerely do love you and appreciate you for your support so far. So my people, I've been thinking about female friendships. Why is it that female friendships, most of the times, they don't work, or rather at some point they tend to fail? Yes, I know other relationships do, but I want to be more specific on female friendships. Growing up, I always heard about romantic relationships. Romantic relationships has both marriages, people who are dating, just anything that has to do with romantic relationships. I grew up hearing about romantic relationships, how to make them work, how to relate with your spouse or with your partner, how to spice it up everywhere. I grew up hearing about those things. And if you go to social media today, every other topic, on YouTube, on magazines, it's all about how to make romantic relationships. And now this one, if I go back to my questions, why female friendships don't last, this one makes me to some extent to blame the society, because I feel like the society hasn't shown us the importance of other friendships. They haven't shown us how important other friendships are, and that is why it's all about romantic relationships. So to start with, I know ladies, you can understand what I'm talking about when I talk about female friendships. I feel to begin with, we were not shown the value of friendship, and that is why we never tend to work towards it. We'll only work towards making our romantic relationships work and not other relationships. So today, guys, I want us to mention, or rather discuss, a few points on some of the reasons why female friendships fail at some point, or why they don't work. And to start with point number one, first, as I have said, we don't know the value, or we were not shown the value of a normal friendship. That is the point, first point that makes female friendships not to work. And the other point, it's assuming that female friendships can't have a problem, or they can't be going through the struggles that maybe the romantic relationships go. That assumption in itself has caused a lot of damage, because we fail to remember that so long as you're dealing with a person that is different from you, at some point you will struggle to know each other, or rather you will find that your opinions differ, or your way of seeing things differ. And just the way we solve other things, we forget that even in our friendship, we still need to solve those things. So that is the other point. And the other point number three, it's about attitude. Okay, when interacting with men, 1 or 2 times I've heard men say, leave them, women are full of attitudes, something like that. And being women, I want to assume that my female friend should understand me more than even the male friend, because we can all relate to what we go through in terms of being moody, in terms of attitudes, in terms of hormonal whatever. I feel like my female friend should understand me better than the other person does. But it's unfortunate that we ourselves, we don't understand our attitudes, because women, most of the time we disagree out of nothing. Maybe I've just woken up, maybe I live with my friend in the house, and then I've woken up, I'm all moody, my attitude, everything, and what happens? You see your friend with attitude, and you tend to feel like she has a problem with you, and we fail to understand. We fail to ask ourselves, what could she be going through? Is it just her moods, her attitudes, or what? And so we tend to take it so personally, and for some reasons we just disagree, or rather we break up for nothing, we disagree for nothing, we become enemies for nothing, just because I had some attitudes, so that person took it so personal, like I didn't want to talk to her, I showed them madharau or things like those ones, which is not true. I think we should get to a point where we try to understand each other. So that is the other point. The other thing, it's assumptions. Just as I have talked about attitude, assuming that your friend is angry at you. Assumptions is something else that messes up with female friendships. Like, maybe we are just talking with my friend, and then she tells me, oh, by the way, I think next time you can try to wear something different. That one doesn't really look good on you. And then me with my assumptions, I'm like, she thinks now I cannot be able to afford the kind of clothes that she wears. And then I go home telling myself she's just jealous. It's jealousy, which is not true. It's just an assumption, because I assume if that person is your friend, then me telling you that your dress doesn't look so good on you, as in try to improve on it, sincerely, you're not supposed to take that personally. Like, I'm just trying to help. I'm just being genuine. Yes, I don't disagree. There are people who are jealous. And now that one brings us to other 2 points on why female friendships don't work. And that is being, as in, jealousy and competition. Yes, those things are there. You wanting to be equal to your friend. You trying to compete with your friend to become the person that she is. Yes, I agree that jealousy is there. There are people who choke, let me use the word, they choke a lot because of what the other person have. There are people even who have sleepless nights because she came and visited my place and she found I have something new, or rather my house, and that thing kills them inside. Yes, that is jealousy, and I agree it is there. But also assumption is involved, as in, is it true that your friend is jealous at you, or it's you who is assuming things? As in, it's good to know where, as in how you relate with your friend, to know how genuine this friend of yours is, so that you can be able to tell when this person is jealous, when is envying you, or when this person is competing with you, so that we don't assume things. And if at all someone has told you something and you've taken it, or rather you felt it's offensive in a way, stop assuming. Kindly face that person in a humble way, in a kind way, and ask them, why did you tell me my dress doesn't look good? As in, just try to clarify things. Stop going home with assumptions. I'm sure 80% of friendships, female friendships, which have failed, if you bring them here, as in today, and you ask them, why did you disagree, or why did you break up with your friend, I'm very sure, 100% sure, that only maybe 2% you will hear serious cases on why disagreed. Others are petty things. Some don't even know why they disagreed. They just know that so-and-so stopped talking to me, so-and-so went their way, so-and-so didn't want to be associated with me. But guys, don't assume things. And the other things, my people, in my last video, I talked about things that are supposed to be kept confidential. But it is unfortunate that, you see, when it comes to romantic friendships, you always, those people who give counseling, they always say it's good to set your boundaries for your spouse or for your partner to know, these are my boundaries. But what happens in the normal friendship? I think boundaries should also be put even in other friendships. It's good to know that to let your female friend know that these are my boundaries. As in, stop letting people step so much on you. As in, stop letting people know so much about you, even get to your personal life, just because you're not putting boundaries. In terms of the information that you share with your friend, keep boundaries where it's supposed to. Like, keep your confidential information to yourself. Yes, it's good to be transparent, but on the other hand, let the confidential information be confidential. Because once you come and tell me things that you're not supposed to tell me, maybe your intimate life with your spouse, and then you hear that information, or rather I say something, you will be like, I'm jealous of you, I'm competing with you, but you are the one who gave me that information. So I think it's just right that you learn to keep those information that information that is confidential to yourself, so that you don't bring conflicts between you and your friend, or rather you don't go thinking that your friend is looking down on you, or is jealous of you, or is backbiting. You just keep that information to yourself. That is the other thing. The other thing, my people, the other point, it's expectations. Expectations. Once you have expectations on someone, you set yourself for frustrations. But once I get engaged or to my spouse, I'm like, by the way, this is what I expect from you as my husband, as my wife. These are my expectations. But we forget the same thing that I said earlier. There is no difference between a romantic relationship and other friendships. It's all the same. Like, what I expect from my spouse, I state it categorically. But then we forget that this also applies in this friendship that I have with my female friend. And it's good that you let your friend know, by the way, this is maybe what I expect from you. And when your expectations are not met, I think it's right that you tell them, but then this is what I expected, but things went the other way round, so that you can also, your friend can also know you, and also you, if there are expectations that can be met, well and good. But if there are expectations that are not realistic, the two of you will agree, this one, it's hard to achieve, but we will try, or whatever you will agree on. That is the other thing, expectations. And there's another point about gossips. This point, I tend to find it in almost all of my conversations. Like, gossip. Ladies, let's stop gossip. Like, stop going backbiting other people. In the process, you're making people fight against each other. Like, if I'm telling someone about another person, and whatever I'm telling this person, I cannot be able to say it in the presence of the person that I'm talking about, then that is gossip. Not at any point will gossip help us. Gossip, it doesn't add or even remove anything from us. So that information is not necessary. Just let it be. Let the other person's life be, and let your life be. And the other thing, my people, it's about solving, or rather talking over issues or disagreements. I believe in every romantic relationships, people disagree. And once you disagree, you come together, you talk about it, you try to solve what the issue that is disturbing you guys, you look for a solution. But what happens with female friendship? Why does it look funny for me to go approach my friend and ask her what happened between me and you? Why did we fight over this? As if just trying to solve things. It's unfortunate that people take it personally and they just go their way, like, this person did this to me knowingly. And you see, even spouses, they wrong us without their knowledge. So I think it's just right that you approach your friend and ask them what happened, what transpired. Try to solve things. If you're wrong, say I'm sorry. And if you are the one who was wronged, accept the apology, so that life moves on and you come up with new strategies of making things work. So that is the other thing. The other thing, my people, is living a life full of lies. Transparency, like, it's good to be transparent. Stop living a lie, as in, let me know who you are. Try to be open. Stop hiding things. You want me to become my friend, at the same time you're hiding things. Yes, it's good to keep your confidential life to yourself. Yes, it's okay. But the obvious things, try to be transparent. As most of the time, I keep asking, if my friend was to go missing, and God forbid, and like maybe they are wanatafutwa, like, if maybe the police approaches me and they ask me, what do you know about your friend, as in, where do they go and such things, and as in, what information would I give? I believe if you're my genuine friend, at least I will be able to give a little brief of, if my friend is out, comes from work, this is where they go, this is what they do. If they don't go where they can, maybe they're doing this and that. As in, at least as some little brief, I can be able to brief on something little and something that is true. But if you find yourself, you can't even be able to tell what your friend does, that is not real friendship. Something is amiss. If someone loves you as their friend, you don't live to live a lie, because they will appreciate you for who you are. Where you live, what you eat, what you dress, they will appreciate you for who you are. So you really don't need to live a lie for you to just become a friend with someone. For me, if someone is not transparent, then to me it's a no. That person is not fit to become my friend. Maybe I can't really be able to tell how much a person earns, or rather it's not a must that they let me know how much they earn, but I assume if someone is my friend, I can at least be able to have an estimate, like, this is the kind of life that this person can afford. Even if I don't know what exact amount they earn, I can be able to tell this, she can afford a certain life. But if I come to your place, I find you living in a very expensive house, something that I know deep down from what you tell me, you cannot be able to afford such kind of life. And every time I ask you how you manage, you're like, God does come through for me. And you know, some statements look funny because at times you make others ask themselves, really, God doesn't come through for them. Why are you lying? As in, stop making, as in, yeah, my point is, try to be transparent as much as possible, because that one goes a long way. But every time you feel like someone is hiding some information from you, this one tends to make you pull back. Whether you like it or not, it makes someone pull back. So guys, those are the points that I had for today. But I feel, ladies, we are the ones who can be able to understand ourselves better than anyone else can. And I believe that you as a lady and me as a lady, I can be able we can be able to help each other more. So I think it's just right that we try to embrace and we try to appreciate female friendships, because maybe maybe I'm expectant, maybe I've given birth. It's only my female friend that can be able to understand well what I'm going through, because they have had maybe the same experience. So my people, let's work on trying to make female friendships work. Let's change that notion, that narrative of female friendship don't work. Let's try to make it better. Let's improve. Let's love each other. Let's cover one another. Let's appreciate each other the way we are. So my people, that is what I had for today. I hope that you've learned something. Kindly, let's meet in the next video. Remember to hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment.